I'm going to be reviewing these neon gel polishes from AwsmColor. I got 6 8ml bottles for $18.99 on Amazon. The packaging is pretty simple and plain Jane. They have a few common precautions listed along with their social media. It doesn't say anything about a risk of fingernails falling off.
Nani?
So I think we should be okay to try these. But just to be safe, I'll be using tester nails. Because yeah, like no, I'm trying to keep my nubs. So they have the polishes packaged really nicely into some foam, and then they've also included a small little instructional pamphlet giving you instructions for application process, removal process, and precautions along with some helpful tips for application. So here are my 6 8ml bottles. Let's go ahead and try these colors out. I'm going to first start by testing out the Co2 color. This one really caught my eye. It looks like it's going to be a really pretty neon pink. I've already prepped my tester nail, and now I'm going to start adding a thin layer of gel. Since I'm only testing out the color, I'm not going to be applying a gel base. So I'm just going to be taking a very little amount of product onto my brush, and then I'm just going to shimmy it back into this cuticle area. Wow guys, honestly I am really amazed by the pigment. I thought this was going to be a lot more translucent. But the coverage on this is actually really good. It does feel a little thick, but once you get the product onto the nail completely, it kind of just glides over. Okay, so for my first coat, it looks like there's a little bit of streaking. And then you could see a little bit through the nail, but I think with the second coat we should definitely be good. So we're going to go ahead and throw this in the lamp to cure. If you're using an LED lamp, cure 1 to 2 minutes. If you're using a UV lamp, cure 2 to 4 minutes. So now that I have that first coat cured, I'm going to be going in with the second layer just to really perfect that color. And as suggested, we want to make sure that we're working with very thin layers, so I don't want to be putting too much product onto this nail. If I do end up putting too much product, I'm going to end up with either bubbles or lifting. And look at the coverage on that nail. That second coat really tied it in. I'm going to go ahead and throw this in the lamp to cure, and then I'll have that final result for you. So here is the look before a top coat, and you guys look at how shiny and bright that pigment is. I am super obsessed with it, and I'm definitely going to be using it again. Next, we're going to test out Co2 This looks like a neon yellow color. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my pre-prepped tester nail, and then we're going to add a thin layer of gel polish. As always, I like to shimmy that color back into the cuticle area and then drag it down the nail. And as you guys can see, this yellow is not as pigmented as that pink was, but it still has pretty good coverage to it for being a light color. There is some streaking to it, but I definitely think a second coat will fix that. Okay, so we have our first coat on. We're going to go ahead and throw this in the lamp to cure. So I still have that streaking like I said, so I want to go over with a second coat just to try and see if that will fix it. I'm really liking how smooth this is applying to the nail too. It doesn't feel too sticky or too rough, like it's just gliding over. So now that we got that second coat on, we're going to go ahead and cure this in the lamp. And here's the look before a top coat. I was honestly a little worried for this polish, but it definitely pulled through from that second coat. Another gorgeous color. Now we're going to test out Co2 This looks like it's going to be a pretty turquoise color. So let's go ahead and grab our tester nail and then apply a thin coat of this. This color is so gorgeous. The polish does feel a little thicker than the last two, but it's still applying pretty well. So I am getting a little bit of patchiness here and there, But once I get it filled in, it's really nice to just glide over it, and that's what I like about gel. It just, you can kind of work with it until you're happy and it won't dry on you. So I'm pretty satisfied with this first coat. I'm going to go ahead and throw this in the lamp to cure, and then we're going to go ahead and go in with the second coat. Okay, so I am such a dummy and I completely forgot to clean up my cuticle area before I cured. So now we have a little messy cuticle area, but let's just ignore that. So I'm just going to go over with a second coat just to really fill in any of those gaps or missing areas. And yes, I'm a dummy. I really did just try to clean that up again. So let's go ahead and throw this in the lamp to cure, and then we're going to get the final result. Yes, and we got that Tiffany Blue, ladies. I actually really like this color a lot, and I'm definitely going to be using it again. Next, we're going to be testing out a Co2-5. This looks like it's going to be a neon orange. So now we're going to take our handy-dandy tester nail, and we are going to apply a thin layer of polish. I promise I'm not usually this messy with my cuticles. I'm trying to balance my arms in front of the camera to give you a better angle, but I will remember to clean this up before curing. Out of all the polishes that I've tested so far, this one has to be the most smoothest applying one. I'm going to go ahead and pop this into the lamp, and then we're going to apply a second coat. So this nail honestly looks perfect already, but I'm going to go ahead and apply a second coat just to see if it makes a difference. So I got a little carried away with the polish, so to fix it I'm just going to scrape off the extra with my brush and then scrape my brush off on the bottle until I have a thin, even layer again. Let's go ahead and throw this in the lamp to cure, and then we'll get that final result. And here we have that really gorgeous orange color. Like I said, out of all of the polishes so far, this one has to be one of my favorites. Now we're going to test out a Co2-2. This is a really pretty magenta color. Just like before, we're going to be applying a thin layer to this nail. Wow, and look at how smoothly that's applying to the nail. It's literally just gliding so effortlessly. Let's go ahead and pop that beauty into the lamp and get all that goodness cured in. So for the sake of testing purposes, I will be applying a second coat, but honestly this nail looks pretty good the way it is. Okay, so now that we got that second coat applied, we're going to go ahead and cure this nail. And here is the look before a top coat. This color came out really pretty and pigmented. I don't know, I can't tell which one's my favorite anymore, guys. And last but not least, we're gonna try a Co2-4, which is a really bright neon green. I'm really excited to try out this color. I'm gonna take a good amount of product on my brush and create a thin base. I'm really loving this slime green color, but I am noticing that there's a little bit of fuzzies. I'm just gonna pick those off with my brush and then wipe it clean. It looks like there's actually quite a bit of fuzzies in the polish. I'm just gonna brush over one more time to make sure I have a smooth layer. Once we get that entire nail smoothed over, we're going to go ahead and throw that into the lamp to cure. I'm going to go in with the second coat to make it a little more opaque. So far it doesn't look like we're getting any more of those fuzzies. Maybe it was just a couple inside. I'm going to clean up my sides and cuticle area with a clean brush, and then I'm going to pop it in for a final cure. And this is how it came out before a top coat. Besides those fuzzies, I really love how this color came out. I really like how these polishes applied so smoothly, and I especially love how bright and pigmented they came out. I was a little skeptical at first, but I will definitely be trying out more of their collection. Even though one of the polishes had a couple fuzzies, you definitely can't beat the price. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave me a thumbs up down below. If you'd like to see me test out more affordable product, leave me some suggestions in the comments. Stay safe and stay blessed. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!